In order to go through life and to experience a sense of peacefulness, a sense of tranquility, a sense of happiness or joy, even as you go through life, you have to be mindful about how you perceive and how you interpret situations, because it is the perception, the interpretation of situations that will determine how you move and how you actually are positioning yourself, but more importantly, how you are aligning yourself with your success, aligning yourself with your achievements, aligning yourself with who you truly are. And as you go through this journey of life, it is all about unraveling. It's all about unfolding into understanding who you truly are. And I often refer to that as understanding that you are the creator of your universe, that you are the God of your reality. You are the God of your problems and the God of your answers. And that is depicted upon your ability to interpret situations and how you view those situations. Many times we often deal with challenges, obstacles, trials, situations that are not ideal. And we're comparing those to this picture perfect idea about life that we may have. And though life is already perfect, and we can understand that as we get into our spiritual selves and really have a moment to contemplate and meditate and be mindful about our existence and our beingness here in the present moment. But as you go through life, sometimes you forget, right? Sometimes you forget just exactly how much of a gift and a blessing it is to be alive, no matter what you're going through at the current moment. But the journey is really about learning how to cultivate and practice that state of mind throughout all of the challenges, all of the obstacles. And that means, though, that you have to view the challenges and the obstacles differently. You have to understand and continue to keep in mind that these challenges, they're not happening in isolation, right? They are results, but they are also catalysts to something else. So let's get into the results. The things that are happening in your life are the result of who you were, how you were being, right? What you did in the past. And they are showing up as a result of that way, that mindset, that existence. And though you can kind of beat yourself up, feel shame, feel like, you're a bad person, all these different things that often a lot of times we associate with ourselves when we're going through something that isn't ideal and that is just really distasteful or just not what we want at the current moment. But the reality is that is just the result of what you once were, and who you're being now will result in a different result, a new result, a new experience. So you have to go through life recognizing that, yes, the things that are happening are a result of what you have done maybe, or who you were surrounded with, who you associated with, the thoughts and feelings and the words that you have shared and spoke and did. But ultimately, when you are going through life and you are recognizing, okay, this is the result of something, understand also that what you're going through currently is the catalyst for something new. And it all depends on how you view it. It all depends on what you do with the moment. This is the key. This is the key to understanding the power of who you are. When you recognize that any situation that you're currently in is the beginning of a new situation, but it only depends on how you handle this current situation. So many times people don't want to face up to the current situation. So they sweep it under the rug. They act like it isn't there. They avoid it, right? They ignore it. And that tends to create more of it because you're not dealing with it. You're not facing it. You're not being the person that you're meant to be. And that person has the ability to actually transcend that result. So when you are in alignment with transcending the results that you're creating now, that are materializing now from your past self, then you get to face the issue, face the challenge, face the obstacle, and then recognize that this is an opportunity. How is it an opportunity? It's an opportunity for you to grow. Your current situation is an opportunity for you to get better, to get stronger, to get wiser, to learn more, to advance your consciousness. This is why it is important that you face every challenge, every situation that is uncomfortable, that is distasteful. Everything that you are facing in life will result in you unraveling, unfolding, coming into that self-realization when you recognize that there is a lesson here. Yes, it is the result of something you did in the past, but as long as you are not attached to that past self and you are staying in the moment of recognizing who you truly are, which is your future self, right? Because this journey, the spiritual journey, is about connecting and coming into the self-actualization of that future self, your true self. Then you recognize, okay, this thing that I'm going through right now is actually a stepping stone toward me in my self-realization, my self-actualization of who it is that I truly am. So you must recognize that nothing happens in isolation. And in fact, everything that has happened for a reason that has brought you to this very moment. And everything that is happening now will also take you to the future moment, right? Which is tapping into your true self. You just simply have to view it from an empowering stance of looking at it from the point of view of your consciousness rather than your ego. Looking at it from the point of view of oneness, of love, rather than your ego, which comes from fear, which comes from separation. So continue to move forward in your life, and every obstacle that you face, though initially it may be discouraging, but when you process how to face this situation, how to deal with this situation, and you recognize that it is through consciousness and it is through acknowledging that this situation is meant by means of being led by consciousness, it is meant for you to come into yourself. But when we avoid and we just ignore all of the things simply because they are uncomfortable, we are just simply locking ourselves into that ego mindset. We are preventing ourselves and slowing down the process of self-realization. So you must face it. You must go through the initial discomfort, because that initial discomfort is, again, your ego being resistant, because your ego doesn't really like change. Your ego is really wanting to be comfortable, even though the space that you're in is extremely uncomfortable. But it is through consciousness that allows you to tap into this understanding that you are an infinite being, there is nothing to fear, and that you can essentially never die, and you are who you are. You are an individual expression of God. So when you understand that and you take that with you as you face these challenges, as you face these issues or trials, then you understand that the discomfort is just an illusion. And once you break through that discomfort of facing these issues, facing these obstacles, then you tap into the essence of who you are. Then you tap into that infinite power that you are so seeking to fulfill and live and experience as you are going through this spiritual journey consciously. So recognize that the challenges are there to support you. They are not there to hinder you. They are not there as a sign that the universe is against you, but in fact, they are there as a sign that the universe is in support of you. And the universe is giving you all of the keys, all of the blueprints, all of the information needed for you to actually come into that self-realization. So carry that with you in every obstacle, every situation, recognizing, yes, there's going to be some resistance. There's going to be a little bit of discomfort. But once you break through that barrier of discomfort, on the other end of that is the revelation, is the understanding of you being the creator of your reality, and thus now able to decide on the reality that you want. Thank you so much. Feel free to go to drabundant.com, subscribe to my daily newsletter, and get access to this free ebook, The Power Within. When you subscribe, you will also be invited to my Manifestation Monday morning meetings every Monday morning at 7 a.m. So make sure you set your alarms. I look forward to seeing you there. Continue to join me on this journey. Peace and abundance always.